Hello, welcome back to the Boardgames 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about a worker placement engine building style economic game. We're going to be talking about Dinosaur Island and its expansion, Totally Liquid. This is a game where you'll be trying to acquire DNA that you will turn into dinosaurs that you will then put in your park to attract visitors and earn a load of money and victory points. And in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules because this game is absolutely huge. We're going to be telling you what we do like, what we don't like, and then we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Dinosaur Island and the expansion Totally Liquid is worth your time and effort in 2020. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and we'll see you after this. Boardgames 4K. So Dinosaur Island, this game is divided into 5 phases, and the first thing that you will do is you're going to take a number of DNA dice equal to the amount of players plus 1, and you will roll them, and then you'll place them up in the appropriate section on the phase 1 board, and then you'll be able to move on to the main game. So you'll notice that the phase numbers are printed on each board. So all you'll be doing is you'll be going from phase to phase, working your way through each board, and then you'll do a bit of cleanup, and then you'll rinse, wash and repeat. So on the first board there are 3 different actions that you can take, and you'll notice everybody will have 3 scientist tokens numbered 1, 2 and 3, and you'll be placing these onto the phase 1 board, which is entitled the research phase. So the first action that you can do on the research phase is you can take DNA dice, and what you'll do, you'll take one of your scientist tokens and you'll place it in one of the relevant spots and take the die associated with that, and depending on what's on the die, if it's DNA, you will multiply the number on the scientist by the amount of DNA symbols on the die. And there's a couple of other different symbols, one being you'll be able to take a extra worker token, or you might be able to claim a paddock for free. So the next thing you can do is you can increase your cold storage, and what you do, you do the same thing again. You take one of your scientist tokens, you place it out onto the board, and that will mean that you can increase your cold storage markers on your personal player board by that amount. And you've got DNA is divided into basic DNA and advanced DNA, and you can pick and choose which track you increase. So the next thing you'll do is you'll be able to procure a dinosaur recipe, and this is just a simple case of taking one of the dinosaur recipe tiles, paying the cost of the scientist for the appropriate tile, and then dumping it in a section on your player board, and you will activate that when you pay the DNA that's associated with it. And each one of them will have a threat level on there once it's been built, so to speak, and it also give you a certain amount of victory points as well. So that's the research phase. So the next phase is the market phase, and this is the same sort of thing, but you'll be using money to buy stuff that will help you improve the efficiency of your economic engine. You'll notice that the cost for every item is on the board itself. So you've got specialist cards that you can buy that give you personalities that will allow you to do different things. You could build an attraction, which means that you'll just take the tile and you'll dump it on your player board, and this basically allows you to get more people into your park more often than not. And there's 3 different types of attractions. You've got rides, you've got eating houses like restaurants and all that sort of thing. Next thing you can do is you can buy a lab upgrade, and the same sort of thing. You'll basically take a tile from there and you'll place it on your player board in the lab section, and you can either upgrade an existing one or you can place it on a spare space, or if you haven't got any spaces left, you'll have to place it on top of another tile, and the tile underneath becomes inactive. You'll also notice that actually on the main board itself you can purchase DNA, so you'll just pay the cost. You'll move your DNA markers up on the relevant track of your choice. So the next phase is the worker phase, and this is where you'll be taking your workers at the top of your player board and you'll be placing them on different sections on your player board, and this can be done simultaneously. The first option you've got is you can refine your DNA. So this is a way of taking basic DNA and turning it into advanced DNA that will allow you to build the better dinosaurs. You can create a dinosaur, but you have to have a paddock that is big enough to accommodate the amount of dinosaurs that you've got in your park here. So say if you've got 2 dinosaurs in your paddock and you want to add a 3rd one, you have to have a level 3 paddock to accommodate the 3 dinosaurs. That's like, you know what I mean, schoolboy stuff, isn't it? You can increase your security level, and we'll go on about this in the next phase, so just hold tight for a second. All right. Or you can upgrade your paddock, and like we said previously, you need to upgrade your paddock to accommodate more dinosaurs, you know what I mean? So now we go on to the park phase. We are getting there, we're getting there. First thing you're going to do is you're going to attract visitors to your park. So you'll look at your excitement level based on what sort of dinosaurs you've got in your park already, and put your hand into the bag and you'll take out a load of meeples that correspond to the number of your excitement level. And there's two different types of meeples. You've got yellow patrons and you've got pink hooligans, right? So the next thing you'll do, you'll manage your line. So you'll put all the meeples at the entrance of your park. Hooligans go first because they elbow their way past normal people, right? And then you'll take the hooligans first and you'll place them in your park, and then you'll put the patrons in. Now that's the portion of the game where the dinosaurs may get loose. So you look at your security level and then you look at the threat level. If the threat level based on your personal board, also the highest number of pips on the die that wasn't taken during the first phase, then if the threat level is higher than your security level, then dinosaurs get loose, and you'll have to lose the amount of patrons that are the difference between the two scores. So, but you can't kill off hooligans because they will always run away and they're all sneaky little shits, you know what I mean? So then you'll score 1 victory point for every surviving patron, or you can choose to take $2 if a patron is at a food store, right? And you'll also get $1 for every patron that's either in line at the start of this phase. So then you'll do a little bit of cleaning up and you'll carry on doing this. All but one of the objectives has been completed, and there's a load of different type of objective cards that come out here. They range from being able to create 3 dinosaurs in a round. So you'll wait until all but one has been completed, and then you'll do one final round, and then the person with the most victory points is the winner of Dinosaur Island. So what do we like about Dinosaur Island? So the first thing that we really like about Dinosaur Island is it's so pretty to look at. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? All the colours, the pretty colours. We've done a recent run through this, so if you want to see how it looks, you go to our run through, our playthrough of this, and have a look at how wonderful and how beautiful this game looks. The components are fantastic. Okay, the meeples and the dinosaurs are made out of plastic, but that don't matter because you've got this psychedelic sort of style. It's got its own aesthetic, and we really, really like the way it looks. You've also got the really, really chunky amber dice. So not only is that thematic, right, but it's also, they're really, really nice to hold. I love rolling these big chunky dice. They haven't scrimped on any of the components, and it's absolutely fantastic. So the second thing that we really like about Dinosaur Island is really easy to manage. The game flows really smoothly because you're looking at each board and they're all numbered. It all goes 1, 2, 3, 4, clean up, right? And that's all you're doing. So it's really, really easy to know exactly what you're doing. You don't have to focus on anything that's coming later on. You just have to focus on the phase that you are dealing with at that time. And there's not really that much to do on each phase. So it's really easy to manage, really easy to get the flow of the game into your mind. And that's fantastic. So the third thing that we really like about Dinosaur Island is the fact that you get not 1, but 2 worker placement phases. And that's amazing. We love that. I don't know if I've seen that before in a lot of games where you get 2 different types of worker placement. Not only can you place your scientists at the beginning of the game, but that has a direct bearing on the second worker placement when you're placing your workers out to do tasks in your lab. We love that. That's absolutely fantastic. We've not really seen that before. I'm sure it's been done before, but it's so refreshing to see you've got 2 worker placement. Being a worker placement lover myself, I love that. So the final thing that we like about Dinosaur Island is the enormous amount of stuff that is available to buy in this game. You've got specialists, you've got lab upgrade, you can buy DNA, you know what I mean? And there's always a chance to get DNA all the way through the game. So not only can you get DNA from the DNA dice, you could buy DNA in the market phase, and then you can also adapt your DNA in when you're doing the worker placement in the lab. So there's always a way to catch up with the DNA. It's just an astonishing variety of stuff to buy. An expansion gives you even more stuff to buy. So it's chock-a-block full of choices. So what don't we like about Dinosaur Island? So the first thing that we don't like about Dinosaur Island is it's a massive table hog, and when you throw in the totally liquid expansion, it just becomes mind-boggling. Do you know what I mean? So we had to leave, when we done a playthrough, we had to leave certain things out because there just wasn't enough room on the table. We had to line the objective cards up along the side of the table because there was no space to put it. Exactly what was said on some of the cards, and I couldn't see. So maybe a little bit too much going on, and when you add in the expansion, there definitely is a bit too much going on. So this also makes the tear down of the game an absolute nightmare. I think I timed myself when I tore this down the other day, and it took me about 25 minutes to tear this down and put it all back in the bags and make sure it all went in the box properly. So it's a bloody nightmare. I don't know, does it put me off playing it? I don't know. So the second thing that we don't like about Dinosaur Island is it follows on from the previous point. It's that it might just be a little bit too much bloat with the totally liquid expansion, and it does make your brain explode. The amount of options that are available is good, but it's also a pain because whereas the base game, you're following all the balls through. The expansion adds in all the side stuff that you've got to take care of. You've got all the different facilities that you could put in, which sort of give you donkeys to chuck into you, give you goats and stuff to chuck in, you big dinosaurs, small dinosaurs. You've got the blueprints you can add in. So maybe the expansion means that you're focusing too much on too much, if that makes sense. So the third thing that we don't like about Dinosaur Island is the way that you draw patrons from a bag, and it's completely random at the end of the day. There's no real way to mitigate what you're going to draw out, and the only way that you can mitigate this is through turn order. So if you're ahead, you're going to go last. That's the way the turn order works. So you'll be drawing last from the bag, and that means that if the first player's got more chance of drawing the crap out of the bag, right? So it's just a nightmare. They could have come up with some other way doing this. I don't know how they could have done it, but drawing stuff randomly from a bag just means it's just random, and it doesn't really work, and it's not really fair. So that's a bit of a downer. So the final thing that we don't like about Dinosaur Island, and this is talking about the Totally Liquid expansion primarily, because it does work with 4 players, but it doesn't really work with 5 because it's just too long, and we played the medium game with 5 players and we didn't finish it, and it was just far too long. So you're going to have to play the short game when you play with 5 players, and that's a bit of a bummer because we primarily, more often than not, play with 5 players, which means that we're never really going to be able to have time to play the long game and get the full flow, get all the juices out of the meat when you're playing this game, you know what I mean? So to summarise, is Dinosaur Island still worth playing 2020? And we are going to say yes. It's an excellent worker placement, engine building, economic game, and we love it. It's absolutely fantastic. It looks absolutely gorgeous on the table. It might be a bit too bloated or a bit too big, but at the end of the day, that don't really bother us too much because I'm the one that packs away, not anyone else, right? It does play really smoothly. It's really easy to get your head around the rules once you've read the rule book a couple of times, and you're just going through board by board, and then you're just repeating yourself until somebody gets all the objectives, right? Like we said, it might be that little bit too bloated with the expansion, and the way that patrons and the hooligans are drawn out of bag is a little bit of a downer, and that's the thing that stops this from being a 5 out of 5 game. We're going to give this 4 out of 5. If it wasn't for the random and slightly unfair nature of that bag draw, then this would definitely be a 5 out of 5 game. The expansion is modular, so you don't have to chuck everything in if you are worried about bloat, and that's a good thing. But Dinosaur Island, without doubt, one of the prettiest and most smooth playing worker placement games that we've played in quite a number of years. So yeah, it's absolutely fantastic game, and we do recommend this one. So that's it. That's Dinosaur Island. Remember, if you are new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and we'll see you next time.